Now let's check it out. And as we discussed in the earlier classes, that we know what is record and what is related list and what is page layout and how to create a custom field and a standard object and add to the page layout, isn't it? I mean, we just created a company email and just we move towards just under a website, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we did it. And to continue with the following topic, we'll discuss with how we can ensure that we have a new custom object get created. So to do anything, as I mentioned before, we need to get into setup. We need to get into setup, and because we're trying to do object modifications, though the key concept is like object manager, or it need not be. Even you can search from here. Object manager as home contains everything. You can see object manager, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's a easy accessibility. For easy accessibility, you can always choose object manager. And because we'll be creating a new object manually, so there are two things that you can create an object. Either you can create from a spreadsheet, nothing but your Excels, by defining all the key parameters, or either you can create manually. Okay, manually in the sense a step-by-step process of creation within the Salesforce using an interface. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
create an object, and when I can say label, if you are not speaking, please be in mute, please. Customer, what would be the best name that I can say here is
As you mentioned yesterday regarding students or something, right? The question we can use
yep,
that.
yep. Okay, let's say I don't want to go with a student. That's like a very narrow example. Let me get
Okay.
some business example in this, like
Employee.
that would be sounds good. Employee. And the label is employee. What is a plural name? Plural name is something you will get in the navigation item here. Okay.
Yes.
What is the plural name for employees?
Employees.
And again, this is not English grammar. If you want to say employee, you can always say that workers. You can do that. But whatever the plural name technically refers, whatever you keep here, that will be your navigation items. Okay.
Okay.
My employee. You can see I just changed the plural name, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
My
Yes, it's
employee.
mine.
And this is your object name. What is object name? A API name, which will be used in your programming language, because API name doesn't support spaces, isn't it?
Yes.
And whereas here, if you have a space, it will add as a underscore.
Underscore.
Understood.
Okay. And this is a description just for a developer, nothing to do with a user. Why this object, where this been used, what is the purpose of this object. If you want to document it, you can document here for a description, a short note. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to open Salesforce help and training in Salesforce? Yeah, for now we'll be using this. We don't have any visual force created. Generally, what happens if you go here, here we'll be having a help and training, right?
Yeah.
Salesforce help and training. Do you want to open this, or you wanted to open a custom? Let's say you want to provide your own guide. I mean, account guide or whatever guide you wanted to provide. If you want, you can do that. Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of a knowledge train. Now, what is the name? Do I need to say employee name or I just need to say name?
I think it should be employee name, right?
But if employee is creating his own record, then he don't want to say employee name. Okay, even it is fine, right? Employee name. Employee name. This is the first field in an object. Okay, this is the first field in an
Object.
object. And
That's
why the first field is needed? You cannot call square as a table, isn't it? If I go here, draw.io, let me just pick it up. Things are going. Yeah. Tell me, is this a object or is this a table?
Without any fields, can we call it as an object?
I'm saying, can we call this as a table? What is the table basic rule?
I-
It should contain at least one column.
Column, yes.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah. At least one, at least a record or a field.
Now, if it say name, do you agree this is a table now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this, the first field is nothing but the one we are creating is called record label, record name and format. This is called record name. You can name
Okay.
whatever you wanted. Because it's name, I'm not saying name. Even if it is invoice number, I will say record name only. The reason is that this is the field which give access to that record always for a users. In say in account, why we are getting a pro coding skills as a hyperlink? Because this is the record name. We have other fields also, right? All accounts. Why I'm not getting a hyperlink here and why I'm getting only hyperlink here to access a record? This is called your account record. I mean record name, isn't it? This is the first field that object contains. The same
So they
thing,
have the information completely on the in that
exact.
field.
It gives a access. It's
Yeah.
a navigation path for a user to access all the record detail, row details of that account.
Yeah.
So here also this will be your record name. Using employee name only you can able to access this one. And one more interesting factor, if you create any relationships, a lookup, master detail, anything, the record name only it will show up. It will not, you cannot able to show any other fields. You can able to see only the record names. Okay. If it is invoice number, let's say employee ID as my record number. Okay. Employee ID. So wherever I go, I can see only employee ID. That's an interesting factor. Let's say employee ID. Instead of name, I am passing ID. How ID should look like? It have a format, right? My
Number format.
expectation is that if any new employee joins, I should be generating a unique ID always. Okay. This is the expectation from this object. So as soon as we hide a new employee, we have to key in his information within the Salesforce. Got it?
Yes.
Now I'll create auto number. Auto number is always unique. Let's say my employee number should always starts with pro hyphen and I'll say number should be starting from 004 characters. So the first number is pro 001, pro 002. Like this it will create. If I do any relationship, I can able to see this number only. I'll not able to see employee number, employee name. The reason behind this is a record name and this will be a relationship value also. Okay. I will show you that. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not much clear. Yeah, maybe an example might help.
Okay. Here you can see in contacts. Here we are selected account name, right?
Yes.
But as a user, let's say if my employee object having a employee ID, if you want to see a name, you cannot see in the relationship field. You can able to refer only the record names. What is record name? The one we are creating here. This is a record name.
Employee ID.
That only it will show. If you want to see a name, then you need to create a formula fields and the other stuff.
Okay. Okay.
For now, let me go with this employee ID. Allow sharing. All this for report tracking and everything. Let's have allowed it. And if you select in development, it will be visible only for system administrator, nothing but a developers. If you say deployed, it will be available for users, just like a status. But anyway, we don't do modifications directly in production, so we'll be doing in sandboxes. So we'll always keep it as deployed only. Okay.
So here we use
Yes.
the update sets or something like that.
Sorry.
Means for moving the data from sandbox from development to production. how do you transfer?
That's like a
User.
tools we have. That has a different,
Okay.
completely different setup. This is not in development
Okay.
and deployed. It's not for migration. We have
Okay. Okay.
complete topic of migrations.
Okay.
So allow search. I'm just adding lands and nodes. So this is something checkboxes for now. You can check it out until you know further concepts. And this is the tab style. You need to select from the provided styles. Trophy. No, if you can see account, you have this contact. You have this icon. If you can go account will have it this icon, right? The same thing if you select employees, you will be having this trophy.
Okay, okay.
Tab styles. This is tab styles, and I'll say next and available for all applications. Let's say I don't want available for all applications. I need only for my admin app. Save it. Let's go back and refresh. We have my employees, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have a trophy. And if you try to create record, you don't have any field. If you save, you'll get 001. Before to that, what I can do, I'll create one field here, okay? I'll create one more field. Where I'm creating field? In which object? Employee object, right?
Employee object. Yes.
New field, master detailed relationship. We have a master detailed relationship.
Okay.
Next, and to which object I mentioned? To the account object, isn't it? Right? Master detailed relationship between account and new object, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the
Account,
question.
and I'll say, hey, do you want to allow reparenting? Reparenting in the sense, once employee is created, do you want to update his employee? Technically, we'll be updating, right? No employee will be working on the same project, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's always good to allow childs. I mean, once the employee is created, account is selected. If you want to change to some other account, you have an option to change it. Next. And because it's a mandatory field, you don't have an option to choose field level. It's a required always. Next. Save. Now, what is required? So we need few more fields, right? Like employee name, isn't it?
Yes. Employee name.
So let's say
I.
text. I'm creating a few more fields here. Text, employee name, length I'll say 100 characters. And here do we want to make this duplicate, unique ID as I mentioned yesterday, same concepts. You remember this? You want to make this field is required. Do you want to say unique? Treat ABC and ABC are in case sensitive. It means that they are same, or even ABC and ABC are case sensitive. Like even these
Case
fields are,
sensitive.
I mean, different. Or if you consider that this is not a case sensitive, then this is something duplicates. Okay.
Okay.
Next. For now, we are not making any extra required fields. Okay. What happens for our practice? It will create a lot of troubles. First name, employee name is done. What is required?
ID. Email ID.
Email ID. Okay. Do you consider that email ID is unique?
Mm,
Ideally,
should
yes,
be.
right?
Yes.
But I don't select it because I'll not able to type the email IDs duplicate always. If it is a real employees, then we can able to generate it. But if it is a dummy record that we're gonna test it, then gone case.
Okay.
So we'll see when we are doing a coding that time, like having some uniqueness. But again, for practice, it will be so risk. You will end up in data mess only. New, you can see employee name, employee email, right? You got it. But I really
Yes.
don't like employee name and employee email here. I just need employee ID, employee name, account, and employee email. Okay, the structure I need to modify. Where I need to modify that?
Layout.
Page layouts,
Page
employee
layouts.
layout. Because we don't have any different, so we can easily access it. And here you go. Employee name, employee email, right? Perfect. Save. Refresh. my employees, new. Okay, now we got it. Let's say employee name Akhil as an example. I'm selecting Procodingskills. Employee email
abc@gmail.
test@gmail.com. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good. Now I should be knowing the time log of an employee. Time log, okay? At what time he is working, at what. Well, for now, we don't want to make it complex. Let it be. We have this one. Let me create a new. Now you can see employee number Pro001, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let me create a new employee. New. How many employees we have currently?
2 employees.
Now, in account level, here I should be having a one section. Here I would be having a one section called employees, employee details, and then total number of employees. I should be seeing a count here. Generally, you will be getting a count from here, related list. See, right? We have like a
Yeah.
2, but not
Yeah.
this way. As a person, I should be seeing in an account level only, directly total number of employees on this account. You got it?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
for that, where we need a modifications here, we need an
Procoding
account object.
on account of Procoding skills.
Account object, Procodingskills is a record. Fields and relationships, we have a concept called roll-up summary. We have a concept called roll-up
Roll up some.
summary.
Summary.
Roll-up summary, if you want to create a roll-up summary field, the object should be in master detail relationship. The object should be in master detail relationship,
Relationship.
and you can able to create your roll-up summary only on parent object. What is parent object here? Account. What is child object here? Employee, right?
Yes. Yes.
What is master object here? Master
Procoding.
is nothing but a parent. Child is nothing but a detail. Master object is account. Detail object is employee. Okay.
Employee.
The Salesforce terminology is not parent and child. Salesforce relationships is master and detail. Okay. That is called,
Okay.
we'll say, master detail relationship. Master detail relationship. And I selected a roll-up summary, and I'm going forward, and I'll say total employees. Total employees. And next, and what object I need to summarize? Summarize is nothing but a aggregating. Aggregating in the sense minimum, sum of, average, and what is the total count, right? These are the aggregate expressions we have.
Yes.
What is the
Employee.
summarization object we need to do?
Employee.
Employees.
Employees.
And what we needed? We need a count.
Count.
And do we have any special criteria saying that I need to count only those records to meet the criteria? No, right? For now, we don't have such criteria, right?
No.
Yeah.
And I'll say next. And I'll say next. Okay, let me tell you. If I say, hey, I wanted to count only those fields where employee email not equal to null. Now what happens? From all the employee records, it will count whatever the employees are email ID not equal to null, then only it will be selected. I mean for aggregations, okay?
Okay.
Next, and I'll say save, and anyway it will be added somewhere else. We'll just modify it in a right place. Just modify in a right place. So total employees is here. Let me keep just below the account name, okay? Let me go to the account object. I'll open the record, details. Then refresh. Details. Total employees is 2, right?
Yes.
But let me go to one interesting thing. Admin app. I'll go employees. I'll create a new employee. Oh, this is not employee, this is employee.
Without email address.
Yep, you got me. Coding skills without email address. So this will not be considered here. Now, only the layout designing and all cache issue, not for values, okay? Don't tell me this is a cache now. So the layout will not change, but values will get always right. So
Okay.
this is 2. But as soon as I modify my email ID now, like d@d.t, refresh, 3, right? Now we had a criteria. Now if I remove this, now the value will go back to
Two.
2. This is what exactly I asked yesterday to do.